Welcome back to Crucial Conversations. I'm your host, KD, and I'm here with my co-host,
Motormouth.
And we're sitting here looking at, just generally talking about what's going on with the American food supply. There's a lot of changes. We just summarized what's happening with the poultry industry and the chicken, which is becoming the fastest growing meat in the USA.
Yes, ma'am.
And in a nice neat summer, they plan on producing twice the amount of chicken and poultry that they're doing now, with less inspectors.
Yes.
My goodness.
Say they're going to fill the house up with that Yardbird pimp.
That's what they plan on doing.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, along the same line, why do I feel like we're talking about meat a lot lately? But anyway.
Because meat has been in the topics. I mean, hey,
Right.
what are they doing with the food? That's what we're trying to do. We're
I
just
think-
trying to bring the people some consciousness of what they're eating.
I'm thinking about being vegetarian, that's all it is.
But that's a problem, too, now.
Yeah, it
with
is.
that sludge.
I don't even want to think about it. I think of salt meat. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on to what's going on with the beef. We're going from the poultry. Now let's look at what's happening this week with the beef. Okay. Believe it or not, here we are again. We have a new, not an outbreak because it was only one cow, so they say.
Yeah, that's what they're telling you. You know.
But
Oh.
anyway, we got a California cow. He's a cool cow, but unfortunately, they supposedly randomly selected this cow, and they discovered, guess what? He's got mad cow disease.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the infected cow is the fourth one to ever be discovered in the U.S. So
That's what they're
So
saying.
they're telling us.
Okay.
And they claim that they test about 40,000 cows a year, and they check for fatal brain disease. Now, for those that don't remember, if anybody doesn't recall, mad cow disease is a disease, it's called BSC, and it's fatal to cows, and it can cause, for a human, it can cause brain disease. That's the problem. It can be fatal for humans. You can develop brain disease for the people that eat the tainted beef.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, according to the World Health Organization, they say that they have tests that prove that humans cannot be infected by drinking the milk from a cow that's been infected with BSE or mad cow disease.
I wonder how they got their studies.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what I'm saying?
That's their side of it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me that they actually found a cow that had mad cow disease, and they said that, this was random mutation from nature that can happen every once in a while. So it's nothing for us to be really concerned about. Random mutation happens all the time with Mother Nature. And that we're all safe because this particular cow was not... Let me make sure I get it right now. They're saying this cow is at a rendering plant. Now, what is a rendering plant? A rendering plant is where they take the cows to process animal parts for products that goes into the human food chain, such as, animal food, soap, chemicals, and household products.
Exactly.
Oh,
right.
my goodness. And in other words, this cow was not a part of the herd that was going to be processed for meat. So we're supposed to be safe. What do you think, Motormouth?
Well, I look at it this way here. Kind of interesting,
It
It's
is.
very much because, how do they know? Because I was reading something that, up to the end of 2011, just about 5 months ago, there was 22 cases reported in North America, But again, how do you determine a cow that don't have it when they don't show the symptoms that they showed us on TV?
That's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do we know this? And say if it was something that already existed in the animal, and it just didn't come out to be in a new neurological or order,
Like a test or something?
right? Where it hadn't the neurological disorder hadn't just came about yet. Or the deterioration of the brain and all of that hadn't been that in an advanced state where it was causing the off balance and everything else that we saw in this animal on television.
True.
You see what I'm saying? We're
Yeah, I
still rolling around, running around doing this normal thing, but it still could be affected with the problem, and we consuming it. Now, do that have anything to do with the children of today having more disorders coming out?
You never know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But,
Yeah.
you know, as usual, you know, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association's pretty much saying that the regulatory controls are effective. In other words, what's going on is effective. And everything is safe. And we can also safely trade it because of our interlocking safeguards, you know. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Now, they were saying that in 2011, there was only 29 worldwide cases of BSE. Worldwide. And that it's a decline since the peak. Remember back in 1992 when we first heard about mad cow?
Yeah.
Now, in 1992, it was 37,311 cases of mad cow disease. So when you look at it in comparison, only 29, so they say, worldwide versus the outbreak in 92.
Well, I remember in '93 there was, you know, also with the outbreak when they hit the peak in the UK, it was about 1,000 new cases of cattle per week.
Yeah.
That it was hitting. But you know, the thing is though, and in the little research I was doing on this matter, they said that it comes from the cattle feed.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember that too. Remember
yeah.
what they were feeding these cows stuff? They
meat products of know.
And if I remember right, weren't they like feeding cows other cows?
Yeah, infected animal parts.
Yeah, sick cows, cows on their last leg. They would drag them in.
Yeah,
process them,
mix them up.
Mix them
grind
up with
them up.
Feed
yeah,
and feed it to the other cows.
Into the grain and stuff
Lord.
like that.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
have to be vegetarian pretty soon.
You know, so and they said this is what really caused the disease.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
don't quote me on anything, but that's what I recall happening. But they're saying they have it all under control, and they also say that the the human version of mad cow disease that was confirmed with people living in the USA, they said it was only linked to the meat products in the UK and Saudi Arabia. Now that's according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. But I don't know, Motor Mouth.
Well, you know, they got cases where they found in the United States and Canada.
Yeah, because I remember once upon a time when all this was going on, I can't remember which country it was, but they didn't even want our beef for a while.
Oh,
they banned it. They didn't want it. They didn't want to import
Speaking of that, today, South Korea banned the meat beef from United States. Oh yeah,
So they heard about that one little old
right.
cow in California chilling on the beach.
They banned it. Yeah, they banned that.
They say they don't even want to wait and see if it's an outbreak. We just don't want it.
You know, now what I think though, you know, I mean, God, please forgive me for saying this though, but see, those South Koreans should let that beef go ahead on the end, and since United States put that boycott on their brothers up north that they can't get along
You
with.
need to stop. That's wrong,
You know, that's all I'm going to say.
That's wrong.
Because, I mean, wasn't that man said, I mean, but look at it. He said that in 3 or 4 minutes, they wasn't going to exist no more.
Yeah, did you hear that this week?
Yeah.
I was sitting there minding my business, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I had my web up, and I saw this big news flash come across, the headline news, breaking news. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on now? We have so much breaking news, you don't really pay as much attention to it as you should. But it caught my attention because I glanced up and all I saw was like a line of soldiers all dressed in military garb with their hands raised up. And the headline says, North Korea, how do they put it now? North Korea says they will, I'm trying to remember what it was, blow South Korea to ashes in 4 minutes. I said, what? 4 minutes, first of all. Like, 4 minutes. If you're going to blow somebody up in 4 minutes, why even give them a warning? What can they do in 4 minutes? Then I kept thinking, and, along the same line, let's just move on and try to get a little deep about North Korea. Now, I don't want to get that overly detailed with it, but like you said about debris and all this stuff that's going on, we got so much stuff going on right now until sometimes the big things that are going on that we should focus on, we don't really pay as much attention to.
Well,
like North Korea.
North Korea going to make you pay attention to them one way or another. They say you can think we crazy, but crazy like crazy. So, hey, we pay attention to them because you don't know what the little guy's going to do.
Because the thing about it is, I'm thinking, what was the fellow's name? The old leader, Kim...
Tucson or something like that.
Kim Jong-un, I think, was the former leader.
Oh, I was thinking about the founder, that birthday guy, that when they try to shoot that little missile up.
And I'm sorry if I messed up the last part of the name. I speak a little Spanish. I don't speak any Korean. But I think it's Kim Jong-un. Okay, the current leader. Well, anyway, his father died. Was it like a month or two ago when it Motor Mouth?
Yeah, somewhere
It
around
was
there.
somewhere around that time. And I remember when the guy passed, I kept thinking, okay, North Korea and South Korea has been fighting with each other and the whole planet pretty much. I know I'm exaggerating, but it feels like the planet sometimes for a long time. And I kept thinking, in a perfect world, wouldn't it be nice? Is with the passing of the dynasty, because that's pretty much what it is. This guy, since he's young, the leader now is not even 30 years old. So in my opinion, he's a young guy. Okay, wouldn't it be nice if he really wanted peace? Wouldn't it be nice if he really wanted to participate and kind of, try to get along?
I mean, but
no, brother comes out, he's tougher than dad. He's tougher than dad.
But look at it this way.
Oh my goodness.
Really, who in this world want peace?
I do.
I mean, no, but you're not a leader. You're not heading the country.
Well, you said who in this world wants peace?
I mean, but world leader,
I think world leaders want power and control and dominance. That's what I think.
Hey, they making money.
They want power. Well, money is
power. They're making money because
money is power. Motor Mouth.
It's just like this here. The Chinese probably was happy to see that little rocket go down and didn't go fizz on out.
Yeah.
Look at it fizz. Because they had to sell, they probably sold them their material to make that stuff.
Well,
okay?
He might need to get a refund.
Whatever South Korea do, United States is funding that, I mean, because we got troops over there stationed,
Yeah, we do.
I mean, so when you start looking at how war gear really make money, don't nobody in world leader want to do anything, and then they play war games. They're not even on the battlefields.
As a matter of fact, we still had 30,000 troops stationed in South Korea. 30,000 troops in South Korea. I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. And
they've been there ever since the Korean War.
This is getting a little, I don't know. It's getting a little crazy. It really is. But my thing is, we can ignore this man if we want to. This fella is not going away. Just like when his little rocket fizzled, he came out next day. He didn't apologize. He was like, oops, that one didn't work. But guess what? We'll be back. I kept thinking, all right, we got some time. This man came back. Was it even a week?
Yeah, well, they got other things in
He came back,
stockade.
He said, the rocket didn't work, but I got some nuclear stuff we're going to test. I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they got some missiles that could go about 1,800 miles. Carry, warheads and different things like that. So, I guess they just want to be reckoned as a world power.
That's what I was asking Motor Mouth. What did this man really want? Because what does he want? And, and I say that because every time you even see a flash to North Korea, whether it's, with the UN or just whatever, even this week, you never really see them at a round table. They don't go anywhere to sit down and really have a conversation with anybody. You always see them in military farm, marching, So I don't know. What does this man really want? Maybe he's not going to be happy till he feels like he's blown somebody up. I don't know.
Well, I look at how long the dad was around,
True.
He kept on doing his thing.
He did.
And he never blew up nobody or did anything too much out of the way. I guess, they have to think the same thing too, in so much of a way. Because it wouldn't take much to take them off the planet neither.
True. I mean, he didn't blow up anything, but he did damage to his own people.
Yeah,
I mean, millions of people died just because they didn't have food. This was like back in the 90s.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of people over there suffering today,
True.
And due to that matter. But I guess what I'm saying is, they have to look at when they retaliate. When they strike at somebody, they got to think about the retaliation. And that wouldn't be hard to do at all. I guess that's the reason why they try to boast about they got nuclear weapons and different things like that. But I'm quite sure if they even try to set off a nuclear weapon and put it into orbit, it would be shot out of the sky.
Probably. But that they conducted nuclear tests. I remember when they did that in 2006 and in 2009. Because I remember, was it Bush? I'm trying to think, who was it? I think it was Bush that was talking smack, because that's what he was doing. He said, well, if they launch it, we're gonna get the American defense system to just, pretty much like you said, just blast it out.
Yeah.
But it's just getting crazy to me. It's getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're getting ready for another nuclear test. I'm like, the man only been in office. Has it been 2 months? My goodness.
Yeah. But time will tell what's going to happen.
Somebody need to buy him an Xbox so he can play on that and be happy.
But KD, it's always a good thing, talking to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love this WEOM listening audience that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's time for us to go again.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll take a break. We're going to try to wrap up a few things. Thank you for listening to us. It's Katie and Motormouth at Crucial Conversations. We'll be right back in a moment. That's into me. So anyway, the USDA decided they're going to make a fundamental change in the way that the chicken and the poultry makes it to the American dinner table. The government plans to end their debate on cost cutting. And what they want to do, they want to implement this new plan by the end of the year. And, of course, it's supposed to be to save money. It always is, right, Motormouth?
Yep. They're always looking at a way to save that money.
So what they want to do, they want to turn over the role of inspecting the chicken to the companies that produce the birds for sale. And by doing this, they plan on saving $85 million over a three-year period. And, of course, they're going to lay off over 1,000 government inspectors. And when they lay off the inspectors, they want to turn over their inspectors' duties to company monitors who work for the poultry process, who already work on the poultry processing line in plants across the country.
You know what that's going to mean?
That's going to be a hot mess.
But you know what? I really think like this here.
Mm-hmm.
Obama said he was going to increase some jobs or generate some jobs, okay? How much money you say they're going to save?
They're saying they're going to save $85 million over 3 years, but check this, Motormouth. That's the USDA. The USDA plans on saving $85 million over a 3-year period, okay?
$85 million.
$85 million, all right? Now, the poultry company, Tyson, all the guys, it's only really like a handful that really on a grand scale produce poultry and chicken anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They expect to save more than $250 million every year.
Okay.
Okay. And check this, though. In exchange for this, they also plan on speeding up the processing line. Okay. They're going to speed up the processing of all these chickens.
But I'm just saying, there's some jobs that could be created right there.
Yeah, it could.
To protect the people.
True.
For healthy standards. Since they're not enough, because at one time I heard there was not enough regulators or inspector to regulate what's going on.
But see, that's not going to work because they're going to get rid of the inspector.
Right, so there's not going to be none to regulate.
What they plan on doing, they plan on having, let me get it straight now. They plan on having one inspector. One. That's it. One inspector at the end of the line.
They got to have a hologram on this man,
now
like about 40, 50 million hologram for people think they see him, but...
And see what they're using right now, a traditional poultry line, they're processing all this chicken, moves at a maximum of 90 chickens a minute. That's a lot of chicken. Yeah. 90 chickens per minute, and they have 3 inspectors on the line. So they want to double the speed, and they want to get to the point they process 175 birds a minute, and they're going to have 1 inspector at the end of the line.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, how you think that's going to, what do you think is going to happen when this happens? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then already, with all the penicillin, steroids, and all this other stuff that's going on, it's just going to be a big problem.
That's a lot of speed. And even if they have 1 inspector at the end of the line, they're doubling the amount of meat that they were processing. What can this one inspector really do?
Okay,
come on.
But more than, I'm with you on that. I just want to use this phrase, and I'm not disagreeing with you on anything.
Yeah.
But, when you talk about speeding that up.
You're going to double it.
Think of the chemicals and everything that they're going to be injecting these animals with in order for to have that fast growth spurt.
I think I'm vegetarian.
Because that means you got to have more livestock to be able to put down that
double,
change line.
Right. I thought about that too.
Yeah,
where are they going to get all this chicken from all of a sudden? Where they going to double what they're producing now?
if you getting that much going down the line, and then again, kind of like. Mm-hmm. The sludge we were just talking about.
Right.
You got the animals being in that because they don't move at all now, really. So I mean, it's just going to be more of a problem, health issue.
It's going to be interesting.
You know, there's no way they're going to decrease the health issue.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know where they're getting it, you know, but that's some good money that they lobbying to get this done.
You can say that again.
Yeah, you know.
But, you know, I just did a little quick thing to do some research to see, you know, the salmonella outbreak, because it seems like lately it's been more like beef. Not salmonella, but it's been more of a problem with the beef lately. But I digress because, okay, in 2010, it was a record year according to the Watch group. Anyway, they actually have people that watch and monitor all this stuff. We need it though. But it said in 2010, it was a record year for salmonella infection. Okay, record year. And in 2011, we saw 103 poultry, egg, and meat recalls because of disease-causing bacteria. And that was the most we've ever had recalled in a 10-year period.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine what's going to happen or what they plan on doing by the end of the year.
Well, you know, also in the new guidelines that they got, you know, they got it to the place where they're trying to get the veterinarian to be able to use antibiotics, you know.
Veterinarian?
Yes, for the idea of this growth and everything, because as in order to trying to keep healthy livestock, they got to treat the problem.
So what do you mean they're going to have I mean, what can you do? Are they going to inject more stuff in them? Are we not doing enough?
They're going to do that, you know, only when it's necessary to keep animal healthy.
Oh,
the agency also wants
like
to
these people
require
really
the
concerned
veterinarian
about
to
the health.
prescribe the drugs. So they want to have the veterinarian be able to prescribe the drugs for the farmers and everything.
So what, we can have cows on Prozac? What is going on? What are you talking about?
You got all kinds
drugs
of
for
stuff.
cows? Or you're making this up, Motormouth?
You got all kinds of stuff going to go down
You're
here.
making this up.
No, I'm not.
Who's going to drug a cow?
They're looking at from the penicillin and everything that they need to do to get these antibiotics in these animals now.
Oh, so that's just wrong. And you know what the repercussion of that would be, what I'm thinking about?
But what the diseases that you were just talking about, trying to stop.
Whatever goes into that meat is going to end up in your body.
Yes.
Now, that's what's scary about all that. I'm sure they do.
There's no way to drain it back out.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Well, you know, it's always about trying to save a dollar. And, you know, and even in this situation, they're claiming that it should be safe, everything will be fine, because it's not about cost cutting, it's about bringing food safety up to date for the American public.
But you know, but what's also so funny about the FDA on this, they are asking the pharmaceutical company to voluntarily to keep a stock on the side in order to handle this matter.
Oh my God. Well, according to the National Chicken Council, yes, there's a National Chicken Council. It should be okay, Motormouth, because the USDA inspectors will still be in the plant.
Yeah.
And they're confident that the new inspection system will enable us to bring success to and then make them, you know, more efficient in bringing delicious, wholesome, safe food to the American consumers. That would be you and me, Motormouth. That's interesting.
But it's just funny.
It's interesting.
As I said, the FDA hoped that the production that they use will increase the weight gain, the accelerated growth, which will help farmers save money by reducing the cost of feed.
I'm going to have to go get me a farm. Just move on out way.
And they hope that
grow my own food and call it a
day. And the FDA hopes that drug makers will phase out the language promoting non-medical use within 3 years.
Where's Peter when you need him?
Hey, Peter ain't never around.
So
you need a Michael Vick for
Where
him.
is Peter? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll see what's going to happen with the new, you know, rules and regulations for monitoring the poultry industry, which is growing more and more. But moving on, but along the same line, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back in a moment.